the omo yen say ombe so mu chief justice we no mu do mu chief justice ba oko constitution ni mu a ye will be a friend tribunal regional tribunals ordinarily any democratic constitution biano it should not have what we call regional tribunals under it now yen ko what regional tribunals are under the constitution now regional tribunals because JJ Rawlings or no military mindset in or you know and what the regional tribunals special constitution or say there shall be established in each region of Ghana such a regional tribunals as the Chief Justice may determine. Can you? So it has left the creation of regional tribunal in the hands of the Chief Justice. I don't know so much mean Justice Tokunu. So they have to change Justice Tokunu. So the Chief Justice will come and establish regional tribunals in the whole regions. It is court is because of more train. So between Justice Tokunu, Chief Justice. Normally Chief Justice for Fraba. No be establishing regional tribunals. 22 years we've not done regional tribunals. So omo set up regional tribunal. According to Article 142, JJ Rawlings is the way shame because also when you court you need said the be a court no be create one kasa ne de. Now your mama no yes civilian government no also will be create regional tribunals. The moment Chief Justice and one man in TSC Chief Justice. No kura woman in any. Mese no kura woman in any govi. I didn't know some Chief Justice in it. Anna regional tribunal establishing who here lawyers. It did here say what they want when this for backward translation. So in this case, we are fast and no majority in parliament. A pass sembra. No more the regional tribunal. Now regional tribunal at national. No more the dim for case. It is the so we go through the High Court, the Court of Appeal. Almost what you issue. It will be creating regional tribunals. This is what your mama is doing. The Chief Justice in Nigeria. I make a chill. And come on, Article 142, 143. The jurisdiction of the regional tribunal. And the courts are in appellate. Because appellate jurisdiction. You do as a magistrate, and ye yafako, we are not a high court, not high court, court of appeal, not Supreme Court. But with the regional tribunal, the appellate jurisdiction of the court is given to the regional tribunal. You don't go to court of appeal. It won't obey. You do as we, Naka so appeal, Abasa ko maho. Adiosi Justice Toko Noye, and then Yendy, every one said, was all recommended, say, young promoted some 5 justices be. But first of all, if your recommendation it is against the law, dear Parliament, a war, Article 1442, you read Article 1442 or say, Supreme Court justice shall be appointed by President, acting on the advice of the Judicial Council, in consultation with Council of State. Not just that, and with approval of Parliament. So Ampani Ampa say, Sekufuado, and I say Justice Tokunu, will follow this process. Other Parliament approve. Now, two cardinal principles of law when it comes to the fundamental human rights. All the alterum pattern, and a normal Judas in Casaso. All the alterum pattern says, there are some two obisua, Yencheni Perimi, and Yobusa say, sa case of constitutional interpretation. Now, a speaker, some near the court, a constitutional interpretation, which the courts have been given at Article 2:1, the right and power, 2:1 and 130. See the action bar. Only Supreme Court know what to me. So what you interpretation. What's the a abans money by me? Now nobody abans money by the court. We own a mama's wood in a show. Eti or no I am Gano. Chief Justice Tiatiano. Chief Justice Catches one yai so shouting. Eti a abuse of the fundamental right. Our Article 33. Among the processes are abuse of fundamental right as a person. You can go through Article 33 and seek redress. You can sue the Chief Justice. You don't sue the Chief Justice because Wabayaba. Your mama will be court where your lawyer Chief Justice Tiatiano. Eti yenina somfanyi Chief Justice. When your mama so generous about we are madam. I'm telling you about madam. No, I'm telling you about madam. Now me shut time me share a year. You can't say Sofia Kufu, former Chief Justice. may share former attorney general you can say Betty Modi Drusu na ma share womo adenyira ne womo wo sa committee so say saa de wo megina so de chief justice clearly this nation is heading back to the coup days. Economy. Almost still a cool mindset. The way I'm your mama and Kofu behaving, cool mindset. JJ Rollins had been no. A woman. A junior Macachamo. Mr. Chief Justice on Bessom Yin. The Etron Bessom Yin is almost by any mamino. Almost a Kufu do a fairly. Yet the High Court with MPP inclined people. Am I gonna know? And so MPP inclined people, yeah. I know more release Japanese to force and I know more. So the Omo Yen say, "Ombe we Chief Justice we." No more Chief Justice ba. Oko Constitution ni moi. There will be a friend tribunal, regional tribunals. Ordinarily, any democratic constitution, it should not have what we call regional tribunals under it. Now, young Konyo what regional tribunals are under the constitution. Now, regional tribunals, because JJ Rollins, or no military mindset in or and what the regional tribunals, special constitution. For the past 22 years, you regional tribunal and they were most of the regional tribunal back. You be ready regional tribunal. Now almost a constitutional creation. So we have the Supreme Court as the apex court, and your court of appeal coming right under it. And your I think the regional tribunals, the High Court, then regional tribunals. That is Article 148. Most more documents in the Constitution reading. Now, Yansha the Article 142. Also, there shall be established in each region of Ghana such a regional tribunals as the Chief Justice may determine. Can you? So it has left the creation of regional tribunal in the hands of the Chief Justice. I don't know what to mean Justice Tokunu. So they have to change Justice Tokunu. So the Chief Justice will come and establish regional tribunals in the whole regions. It's because of more train, so between Justice Tokunu, Chief Justice. Normally, Chief Justice for Fraba, no be established regional tribunals. 22 years, we've not done regional tribunals. Now, I share the composition of the regional tribunal. Or say the regional tribunal shall consist of the Chief Justice, one chairman, who is a chairman here, chairman of the PNDC, then. So regional tribunal, so more besetia, chairman of the that means NDC for Crawford, and they don't need to have any legal backing, legal knowledge. Or much now was some so. A Tubasha, yes, a tribunal, tell be some so. Yamana follow Yakrama in the era of JJ Rollins, and no person was Babak. So also it shall consist of the Chief Justice, one chairman, and such members who may or may not be lawyers. What the JJ Rollins show you? The entire Domama and Yabri Chief Justice in any. Or say, second we can lawyer for and a bear judges and yadia. Name of regional tribunal and say it shall consist of the Chief Justice. One chairman, such members who may or may not be lawyers, as shall be designated by the Chief Justice to sit as panel members of a regional tribunal and for such period as shall be specified in writing by Chief Justice. So, Omo be setting up regional tribunal. According to Article 142, JJ Rollins is the way she because also when you court you need said there be a court no or be creative on one kasane there. Now your mama no yes civilian government no also will be creative regional tribunals. The moment Chief Justice and one man again. TSC Chief Justice. No kura woman in any. Mese no kura woman in any movie. I didn't jump some Chief Justice in it. Anna regional tribunal establishing who here lawyers. It is the here say what they want when this for backward church. After okoni the case in one. Regional tribunal do case. Yes, here jail you. Now let's look at the jurisdiction of the regional tribunal. Or say the regional tribunal shall have jurisdiction to try such offences against the state and the public interest as Parliament may by law prescribe. So in this case, we are faster, no more majority in parliament. A pass sembra, no more the regional tribunal, a regional tribunal at Naso, no more the Dimcroft case. It is that when we go through the High Court, the Court of Appeal, almost all use it. It will be creating regional tribunals. This is what your mama is doing. The entire Chief Justice in India. And come on, now I say the regional tribunal shall have such appellate jurisdiction relating to the matters described in clause 1 of this article as may be prescribed by law. See, you could do what some High Court. Instead, the Court of Appeal. Now, could do Supreme Court. Regional tribunal now our appellate jurisdiction. The gas appellate jurisdiction. It means Oduwase we are. What do you mean from Court of Appeal? Just outside the Baho. That's outside the Baho. JJ Rollins the creative is boni we. And I mama person was out to us. Article 142, 143. The jurisdiction of the regional tribunal. And the courts are in appellate. Because appellate jurisdiction. You do as a magistrate, and ye yafako, we are not a high court, not high court, court of appeal, not Supreme Court. But with the regional tribunal, the appellate jurisdiction of the court is given to the regional tribunal. You don't go to court of appeal. It won't obey. You do as a we, Naka Soko appeal, Abasako Maho. Eddie, your mama sent Crawford Traba, so 1 year a year or muddy. Now, young Cornelian share Article 1433. For the purpose of hearing and determining an appeal within this jurisdiction and amendment, execution or enforcement of judgment or order in appeal, and for the purposes of any other authority expressly or by necessary implication given to by this constitution or any other law, regional tribunal shall have all powers, authority, and jurisdiction vested in the tribunal from which the appeal is brought. So all powers when it comes to appeal, regional tribunal will have it. Eddie, your mama be ni. Waiting and near Biri Sijino. Now, young Konyanko read petitions in our Modiaba. Justice Tokunu. Ye Chief Justice no or per certain regional tribunals in Yakodima for us. If so many case. A month for the radio, you have a year will be. So petition number 1. Ghana for where a document free Flagstaff house. The entire Domame Gina should be Chief Justice any when you know ready be. So petition number 1, the original one, the Krami, where you copy text in the Dugu and Yaso near the more. Have a year ready. Was it the petitioners known as Shining Stars of Ghana are praying President Mahama to sack Chief Justice, Justice Tokunu, because she requested President Anado to promote 5 judges to the Supreme Court in May 2024. The Shining Stars of Ghana argued that her proposal to promote the judges was in breach of Article 144 of the 1992 Constitution. They make particular reference to Article 1442, which states that Supreme Court justices shall be appointed by the President, acting on the advice of the Judicial Council, in consultation with the Council of State and with the approval of Parliament. Enti almost Justice Tokonu petitioner number 1 go be ade Justice Tokonu aye and it yennyinadi emfiri one say was all recommend say yem promote some 5 justices be. But first of all, if your recommendation it is against the law, the Parliament war Article 1442, you read Article 1442 or say Supreme Court justice shall be appointed by President, acting on the advice of the Judicial Council, in consultation with Council of State. Not just that, and with approval of Parliament. So Ampani Ampa say, Sekufado, and I say Justice Tokunu, will follow this process. I don't know Parliament approve. It will parliament in approve it at the original society of Pamono. Also, the petitioners claim that by writing to the president in her personal capacity as the Chief Justice, she had met the grounds for stated misbehavior, an offense that merited the removal from office, since no part of the process to appoint the justices of the Supreme Court admitted of her personal recommendation. Now the Omo Chirene say, and yes, I didn't see you. Nemo Trocrata and Kokekeno. Tinie. Yenyina Sonia from Pamono. Petitioner number 1. When a Jomama says stated misbehavior. So on grounds I bet him the Chief Justice. Oko Supreme Court. A constitution. The constitution makes it clear, so for the independence of the judiciary, it wouldn't mean a judge be unless it said what merited certain things. You be ready. Now go be almost say or a troll letter command Kufuado. When the agent also the Chief Justice said, wait. Where the Kufuado, your mama so original so the unity. Now young reading yanko. Or say Shining Stars Feather. Averred that on 15th October 2024, Her Ladyship Justice Tokono presided over a panel to determine the constitutionality of an action by the Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honorable Aban Sumani Baben, without hearing him in court.
More fire.
Was it Yama Speaker? When you petitioner, Shining Star, and a Shining Star it was actually the day at the Kingsley Ajay. Kingsley Ajay, when this in Papa, Kingsley Ajay, when this in Papa, Kingsley Ajay, and this in Papa, Kingsley Ajay. It was a Yama Right Honorable Speaker, Ama Court. Ama mekambi ameka ayini bi. Was it the petitioners claim? The petitioners claim. Okay, that is ex parte motion. You can't ex parte. Go be court no. Emrana ma court kwan no. You free be ex parte motion. Say me ko afrifa. Be say me ji bibi tiawa. Make me akọ court without your presence. Na ma ko akọji aba bi tiawo. It bo wa injunction. E bo a certain ruling. Why when the can say ex parte motion? Na ex parte motion you free be man ba. O say no tie nyina so mfa nyina di. Now we was see they contend that Mrs. Araba Esaba Tokono had ignored the Odi Ataram Patem rule of natural justice, which simply translated in English, let the other side be heard. Now, two cardinal principles of law when it comes to the fundamental human rights, Odi Ataram Patem, and a normal Judas in Casaso. Odi Ataram Patem says, there are some two obisua, Yencheni Perimi, and Yabusa say, sa case of constitutional interpretation. Now, a speaker some near the court. A constitutional interpretation, which the courts have been given at Article 2:1. The right and power, 2:1 and 130. See the action bar. Only Supreme Court know what to me. So what interpretation. What's the year and year? I advance money baby. Now nobody advance money baby court. We own a mama's who in us. Petition in you. Shining Stars petition and your mama say, what refers here for Chief Justice? See, I quite them who are one for advance money. It the petition is signed by Chairman and Convener of Shining Stars of Ghana, Kingsley Ajay, and was written on the 14th of February 2025. When you ECJ?
More fire.
When you ECJ? You? Where you go? When you ECJ?
It's President Yasu.
A good father, your mama show. We
at the
Akoma Council of State.
So,
Omunsham,
no more advice.
Omo advice.
More fire.
After young share petition number 2. The entry CJD. Petition number 2.
Let them know. Let them know.
Your mama no baby chicken. MCB hello. Petition number 2. Allah. Your mama baby hello. When we just so, yam fra bamba biyamba. It your grounds for removal. Voy. But the Chief Justice said, Chief Justice Tro Krata Koma Kufuado. Say you more a year justice be abaso. It you also in promote you. And no Kufuado you. There's no evidence of Kufuado here. The constitution is clear on the procedure in which and our members of parliament or man raise any concern. No about them. Petition number 2. Every ACP Ayamga Akolgo. Now read we have a say. I say also ACP Ayamga. Have you read the way? ACP ni assistant commissioner of police. Or your police need was a lawyer ni. I with the mobra. And watch from. It's Yohani. You want to so. Yohani Yamamu. Yohani Nzema. Etrem yenu. Chichemudu. Osina ACP Ayamga. Akolgo. What the petition by? Near read the petition. Was assistant commissioner of police. Ayamga Yakubu Akolgo, who is also a lawyer and a chartered accountant. Once the Chief Justice suspended immediately for doctrine evidence, abusing her office, and being discourteous and aggressive towards him in court. Chief Justice Nemuno, or no Ayamgano. Chief Justice Nedinatem, and the Chief Justice are doctor a year records of the court. Now the entry were doctor records of the court. Was it COP ACP Ayamga? Averse that he appeared before the Supreme Court on November 14, 2023, in a case instituted. That is the Republic versus High Court. Secondly, ex parte, also ex parte, Ayamga Yakubu Akologo. The police officer claims that the Chief Justice was the unruly to him. You guys are unruly as well. Ayamga is a Chief Justice in Muno. Asking him to stop shouting in the court. Was the Chief Justice during his submissions and without provocation caused his arrest and detention for about 2 hours on the grounds that he was rude and exhibited conduct that was unbecoming of a lawyer. Now, the entire Yengina so, and from Pamu Chief Justice, and he said, Mr. Ayamga stated in his petition that the Chief Justice order to arrest and detain him amounted to 1. Abuse of prestige judicial office, breach of due process of law, rush of anger, and intended to ridicule and publicly embarrass him as a lawyer. Eti ono Ayamgano, Chief Justice Tiatiano, Chief Justice catches one guy so shouting. Eti a abuse of the fundamental right. Our Article 33. Among the processes are abuse of fundamental right as a person. You can go through Article 33 and seek redress. You can sue the Chief Justice. You don't sue the Chief Justice because Wabayaba, your mama will be court where your lawyer, Chief Justice Tiatiano, Eti Yengina Sumfani Chief Justice. When your mama so ojina so weo go be when your mama so ojina so the Chief Justice said because Ayamga so a lawyer ni court am a Chief Justice tiatiano e pamono am ya che no, so it is abuse of one fundamental human right. And meanwhile he won't go on Article 33. What does Article 33 says? It says that if anybody your fundamental right is abused, whether a lawyer, whether you should come to court and come and seek for redress. Or someone seeking for redress. When your mama saw the Koyen. Now for you say, curiously, he claims that when he requested for the record of proceedings from the Supreme Court, he was shocked to see that it contained no reference of his arrest or the disparaging remarks the Chief Justice is alleged to have made on record. That to him constitute tampering with evidence and abuse of privilege. Wait, second petition, I know. Was he abusing the fundamental right? One go court, do it, and your mama did just why you Chief Justice in it. About we are them. I'm telling you, about them. No, I'm telling you. aban na bodam na me hwɛ time me hwɛ ɛyɛ you can say Sofa Yakufu former chief justice me hwɛ former attorney general you can say Betimodi Drusu na ma hwɛ ɛyɛ wɔn adenyira ne wɔn wɔ sa committee so sɛ saa de wɔn bɛgyina so de chief justice for third one ebra ne kan Daniel Ofori deɛ no so Daniel Ofori a Ghanaian citizen alleges 21 instances of misbehavior on the part of Chief Justice and 4 counts of incompetence, which must necessitate the removal of the Chief Justice. Now, was it Chief Justice among the instances of misbehavior are allegations that the Chief Justice allegedly used 261,890 Ghana cedi of public funds of her private foreign travel in 2023 with her husband and daughter who were not entitled to such benefit. As it stands now, whether ne kunu ne ba no sika we ya wo ka so mu die no so won for evidence bi am by was this Chief Justice Yusui. They also spent $30,000 of the public funds as per diem on the trip. Honestly, the Jomama Ejina so the Chief Justice. Also, Mr. Ofori further alleges that in the same 2023, her ladyship misappropriated 75,580 Ghana cedi on another trip with her husband and to Arusha, Tanzania, where she also spent $14,000 of accountable interest, which she failed to account for. The petitioner claims that her ladyship Tokonu interfered with judicial proceedings by using operatives of the national security to seize court computers during the trial of Asen North MP, Jachikwesen by the state. Mr. Daniel Ofori accuses the Chief Justice of unauthorized way of moving. It is your mama and your Chief Justice. Acquire tribunal. We are petitioning. Obi, the entire Chief Justice said, and your mammy and your petition in petition in petition. Jayadi Chief Justice said in some years, Daniel Ofori ne, a Kologo ne, a year Omdia. Wait, when the Chief Justice said, you know.